a left-wing television show.
Tony Abbott. To my left, we have cultural activist and weekly blogger, Aurora Treeblossom.
Thank you for having me. Before we get started, I have so much white guilt, and I just want to apologise again.
I accept your apology, but you need to keep apologising.
Well, because we're on a quick time frame here, I would just like to bring up that the fiscal policy in Australia has changed drastically over the past couple of days, and it's very interesting if we discuss this.
Guys, let's be respectful. Let's at least hear him out. Jeff, what is your take on the current state of the economy?
Well, it's a very good question, because at the moment we're at a crossroads.
Yeah, well, you're wrong!
Don't think that I am, because I'm just focusing on statistics.
Human rights are the economy.
This is statistical data.
Look, you've had enough time to speak, Jeff. We did arts degrees and understand ironic sarcasm. Therefore, we're much more qualified to speak about the economy than you.
This is not really an exercise in free speech.
Well, if you want to hear my free speech is that you're a misogynist, racist idiot.
Yes, that'll go viral.
Tweet that.
What's a tweet?
You wouldn't know, would you, Grandpa?
You may have a fancy schmancy PhD in economics, but what do you know about the real world? You haven't taken a humanitarian gap year in France.
Have you even taken acid?
Legalise it. Honestly, acid hasn't killed anyone. Racism kills, Jeff.
I'd like to interject because a good friend of mine passed away in university as a result of the exact substance that you're saying.
You can't handle that truth. We are the most vocal members of society, and we're right and you're wrong.
And by right, we mean far left.
If I can just say that every time I've been on this show, I've just been interrupted and interjected every moment that I've ever tried to speak.
Shh. You've had centuries to say what you want. Now, it's our turn.
Now for a right-wing show.
Think back to younger years. Back then, times were simple. Kids would be playing sports, such as rugby and cricket. Our finest days would have been with our high school sweethearts as we walked along the beach hand in hand, with none of this bizarre hanky-panky that's been happening post-2005, because it would have been exciting enough to know that Mum and Dad were peppering a nice Aussie steak for us back home.
Ain't that the truth? However, I have read countless studies which have shown that it's been said that hip-hop gang culture leads to Christian states becoming Muslim brotherhoods.
The government doesn't seem to care at all about this huge fiasco, and the Australian way of life is starting to evaporate before our very eyes. And I'm not saying that it's time for us to all meet up at 2 p.m. on Australia Day at our beloved beaches, clothed in some kind of Australian flag that resembles a patriotic army that's willing to bash anybody whose skin colour is lower than what is represented on this chart. But I am saying that we need to stand up for our Australian way of life, and if that means that we have to resort to violence or some sort of a machete massacre, then so be it. And that is today's Tip-Top Comment. We are joined in the studio now with a man who has accumulated a large online following, mostly by inciting brutal acts of uncivilised violence.
Islamic violence.
He calls himself the Cog Dog.
Whoa! Mad G, big hustle, bro.
Cog Dog. Do you believe it's true that your black anti-Christian culture that you promote online is a bad influence on innocent, beautiful young people?
Bro, do you even know who I am? Have you even listened to my mixtape Cogzilla? You wouldn't survive one day up in Cogra. Stupid girl.
OK, well, this is clearly an example of why the multicultural policy in Australia has failed dismally.
It's actually reverse racism.
Oh, absolutely. He's clearly an idiot. And even though I'm going to be tarnished by the left as some sort of a racist for saying it, it's obviously because of his skin colour.
Look, I've read that as well.
Oh, yeah, you can read all about it in my brand new book entitled The Benefits of Colonialism and Why the Stolen Generation Was a Jewish Conspiracy.
Kill them. Kill them all.
Well, that's not a bad idea, Roslyn, but the point is that we can't say that on air, can we?
Settle down, haters. What you hating at? I'ma do me. Talk money, get money, cog money. Whoa!
Don't know what the last part of that sentence meant, but I think you're the one that needs to settle down, mate. You with all of your violent Habibs and your Muhammads.
Well, look, to be fair, a kebab is nice after a night out.
I don't even like them. The garlic's overpowering. Mate, if it were up to me, you would just be arrested on the spot. You're lucky that I'm not the Prime Minister of this country.
Mad. He's so mad, bro. Go on. Arrest me, bro. Arrest me for illegal possession of guns.
Is this what you want to happen to Australia, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hope that the government pulls their bloody heads in and ends this Muslim nonsense once and for all.
Cog money. Cog money.
Well, OK. that's fine, because this is what happens when you give these people freedom, isn't it? They promised us that when they came here that they'd be driving us around in taxis for a much cheaper price than you could for the Italians, for instance. But now, instead of tending to our rice paddies, they've been bloody preparing wraps.
Yeah, they're hating at me, but I'm getting money from the cog money. Now I'm getting money. Woof. Cog life.